I need you. I'll keep you strong, I know, but I'll be scared to show myself. Don't let me go.
What's up, y'all? It's the Young Avell here, back at it with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. I'm here with another 30-day retention update. I've been in hermit mode a little bit because I felt like I needed to clear away the distractions. This 30 days was different. This 30 days really had me tap into removing the distractions so that I can really start to move forward with this next version of myself. And it's interesting because this 30-day retention was not like the others. Somehow, with the timing of God's timing, and the universe's timing, it seems like it was time for me to start working on the version of myself that wants to come forward. And so these 30 days have been uncomfortable. Normally in the past, when I've built up the potency and the energy, don't get me wrong, there's still immaculate opportunities and things that get magnetized. But what I've been noticing is that since there are no distractions, I have been able to do the work in myself and address belief systems in myself that started to come to the surface and just kind of straight up be uncomfortable. Because what is happening now is that the fact that I don't have any distractions like that, like I'm not interested in my attention being diverted in any other distractions, that new version that I've been working on and calling forth to myself to come forth and actualize in myself, it has caused the dial to be turned up on the old belief systems and their discomfort. Like the anxieties, the fears of the ego have been dialed up, and it's been uncomfortable. And I'm over here like, this is an interesting journey in terms of, this is an interesting retention, because I'm noticing the discomfort, and I knew and I know that this is something that I need to work through and lean into. And so I was doing some research, listening to some other people's experiences with this moment where it seems like the dial is turned up on the old versions of yourself, and you feel that the anxiety and the fear for no reason. It's like, yo, my life is great. Why am I feeling this? And it's like that old version, those old versions, they're outdated and they're coming to the surface so you can address them, because they're not going to be able to, that new version that's pulling itself towards you, pulling you towards itself, doesn't believe those same things that you believed once upon a time. Those belief systems that you picked up when you were a kid, those belief systems that you might have been that you took on through life, through society, through culture, they don't fit. And those things aren't real. They aren't absolutely true. So got this from one of the videos that I was watching. Like, this is the symptoms of what happens right before a quantum leap. And a quantum leap, meaning you're going to really start to step into that new version of what you've been working on. You're going to really start stepping into that. And I know from the other side, it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know how to do that. And the way that that process begins is by that dial being turned up. And so once you feel that dial being turned up on that discomfort, you ask yourself certain things. You got to write these things down. You got to write down what you're feeling. I'm feeling uncomfortable because I'm feeling restless. Why are you feeling restless? Because I believe that I need to do something. I believe that I need to achieve something. I believe I need to be successful at things. I noticed when I was doing my belief system work that I have picked up belief systems where I feel like I need to do, be, achieve, or succeed at something in order to be loved and accepted. And whether that came from society or like it's a learned thing from when I was a kid, and like I just learned that, my parents are great. This is not saying anything to them, but just like you learn stuff as a kid, how to behave as a human in order to receive love and acceptance. And so those things become programs. But what is shifting now is that you ask yourself, after you jot down those belief systems, you start to see the through lines in that story that you've been telling yourself, that your ego is holding on to, that it believes is true about itself, about you. And so you ask yourself, are these things absolutely true? Like, are they absolute truth? And you're going to see, obviously, that they are not. You do not need to do, believe, or achieve, or succeed at anything in order to be loved and accepted. Because God, your natural constitution, as a spirit, you are already loved unconditionally in a way that you cannot fathom, and accepted for who you are already now. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to achieve anything. You don't need to succeed at anything. And that is that version of yourself that you're stepping into if you've watched this video. If you landed on this video, this is the thing that's happening within you. That version of yourself that's calling you is the version of yourself to everything that is not aligned with what is absolutely true about your being is falling away. But before it falls away, the dial gets turned up on it, because you have to acknowledge it. And you have to, it's like, so when you get to that point, when you're writing the belief systems down, you see the through lines and you're like, okay, I validate this. I hear you talking to your ego, right? I hear you, or your younger self. I validate you, and I love you, and I accept you. And with that being said, I give myself the permission to release this belief system and now choose this belief system that is more aligned with what is absolutely true about my being, which is that I am always provided for. I am loved and accepted no matter what. I don't have to do, be, or achieve anything. And I am safe right now in this present moment. I am safe. I don't have to stress or worry about the future, because in reality, there's only the now moment. And I am safe here. And it's so funny, the paradox, and what I've been realizing throughout this last real 3 weeks since the beginning of the fall equinox is when I hit a wall, and then I started diving back into myself with this belief system work. I noticed that things have been flowing a lot more smoothly in terms of things that I've been thinking about, or just being like, yeah, I would like to experience this. Days later, it comes through. And I'm like, okay, I think I'm understanding that when I'm letting these things fall away, these old belief systems fall away, everything that I am not, it allows for the river of life, that flow, to flow through me, where I get the reciprocities back smoothly, easily, unexpectedly, because you're not in the way and your ego is not in the way. You're aligned with the flow. And I watched this video that was talking about the here and now. So funny. It was from a channel. It was from a channel that focuses on near-death experiences. But there was this one video called The Here and Now. And the YouTube channel is called Anthony Cheney. Anthony Chene. Highly recommend it, because it's been helping me throughout these 3 weeks to align with the absolute truth during this process, to keep my eye on the prize. And so this one video, the guy was talking about the present moment. And he was like, we want to run away from the moment. The ego wants to run away from the moment because it doesn't believe it's safe there. So you have to constantly worry about where you're going or where you've been. And that's not, that program is played out at this point. It's may have served you before, but it doesn't anymore. And he was like, people think that when everything falls away, what's left is that divine love. That is you. People think that, oh, I'm just going to be blissed out. There's not going to be anything to do. On the contrary, More actually can be done through you. More can unfold in your life, because now you're allowing God, you're allowing spirit, you're allowing that through line of the that immaculate flow of that is you, that is spirit, that is God, that is the higher version of yourself that knows this, to flow through you and serve in the ways and influence in the ways that are of the highest way to be influential at any given moment in time. And I noticed that because life is happening, I'm just noticing the conversations that I'm having with people about me doing this process with myself the last 3 weeks. People have been like, yo, this is exactly what I need to hear. This is what I've been going through. I hit a wall. And it's been like every other day or every day I'm having a conversation about this with somebody since I hit that wall 3 weeks ago. And so I'm noticing how the people are being affected by my process in a positive way. And it's to the point where I was doing some belief system work at this place I hang out at. And the person was sitting next to me. I was telling her about it. And then she pulled out her journal. And I'm like, what are you about to work on? She's like, I'm going to work on my belief systems. Because everything you're saying, you're challenging me, and I can feel it. I'm going to work on what I'm feeling right now. And I was like, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And in this way, life now starts to become the real adventure, because now you can kind of let go of how things are going to work out. This is the way to let go of things, how things are going to work out for real, because you are now moving from a space where you allow the flow to use you and to pull you to where you're going to go. And it's a funny thing that your desires ultimately end up being fulfilled, but on a higher level. And it's not even so much about the desire. It's about just allowing yourself to be used and aligning your identity with what's absolutely true about your nature. You are eternal. You are a being of love and light. You are abundant. You are God's child. So why would you not be provided or cared for? I've been wrestling. I'm not a Bible guy. I'm not a religious guy. Y'all know that. I'm super spiritual. I went to the jungles. I sat with the shamans, ayahuasca. So I know you don't need religion to connect with the Most High. With that being said, I still hear good prayers come from the Bible, like good things. And one of those things I've been wrestling with during this process was that point where they say, God says that something like, and behold, I have plans for you, and my plans for you are good, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. And I noticed that belief system, the old ones would clash with that and still be afraid to let go, as if like I have a definition of God that is punitive, punishing, like I gotta not fuck up, I gotta walk on eggshells. And I'm realizing like, nah, I'm getting all this confirmation that it is safe. You are safe. I'm telling you guys, you are safe. You know what I mean? Just align with the Most High. And in that way, there are plans for you. You know, you don't got to worry about what's going to be done. Just let that flow. In the same way I was telling you, these desires, these little desires that I was even just thinking about, they come to me days later. Things will be done. Things will be done for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Don't got to worry about that. So if you found this video, take heed of what I just shared with you guys, and just know that you're on the right path and you're in the midst of a quantum leap. So this is good. Everything that you're feeling, the uncomfort that you're feeling, is good. And I just noticed that, it's keeping me aligned. I'm still on the semen retention journey, and it's causing me to do this work and like have that spiritual energy turned inward, because I think that's just where I'm at my point in development right now. And I'm really excited to just be a vessel and just to align even more deeply. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to tap in with you guys. I'm going to continue doing this work. If you guys can resonate, drop some in the comments so this video can go out to other people. And I pray for y'all journey, man. I pray for the success. I pray that you guys stick with the discomfort and do the work. As soon as you feel that discomfort, write it down, let it rip, let it rip. I know it feels like grunt work, but once you do it, eventually you're going to start to see it's going to fall off. You know, the next day it's going to fall off. You got to keep doing it though. You got to keep working with yourself, because these programs are lodged in you for years. You know what I mean? They might be stuff that you've had since you was a kid. So you got to stick with it, and you'll get to the other side. And when you have that glimpse of relaxation, feel into that, you know, because that is the through line of you grounding that new state of being, that new version of you. You're grounding it in that moment where you can feel into the what's absolutely true about yourself. It may take some time, but once you get that feeling state, stay there and work in that, from that space. And it may take some time, but the work is worth it. So that's it. You already know the deal. If you got anything from this video, make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. And until next time, remember, greater perspective will lead to a greater connection. Peace.